What's good everyone, DBZoom back at you with a brand new video, and for today's video guys, I'm going to show you how to get your favorite equipment from A tier to S tier to Z tier to Z plus tier so you guys can have the upper hand advantage in PvP, especially if you guys are free to play, by the way, because you know the pay to play players do have the upper hand in stars and you guys need to keep up with that power creep. So I'm here to help you guys out with these equipments. So I'm gonna show you how to pretty much just get the best re-rolls with your equipment, as well as the erasers, because these erasers are pretty much the pinnacle point of re-rolling your guys' equipment. So guys, let's not waste any time. I'm gonna show you all the methods I currently know. I'm a day one player. I've been doing this for a very long time, so I know all the ins and outs of the game as of right now. So even if you guys are new to the game coming in 2023, this is the perfect video for you. Or if you guys can take that one golden nugget, even if you guys are a veteran, this is also a great video for you as well. So let's not waste any time. And by the way, if you guys do find value in today's video, make sure you guys simply like and subscribe, because why not? It's free and I'd also greatly appreciate it. So let's not waste any time, guys. The first thing I want to talk about is the drop rates. Now, I'll give you guys a very quick example. For example, there's this, unique equipment right here, which, perhaps I already have maxed out fully, but perhaps this equipment right here is harder to get a reroll than, for example, this equipment. This is just an example, by the way, right? So there's certain equipments that are harder to get rerolls than other equipments. Let me just make that very clear, especially the final equipment. If there is a unique equipment specifically for a character, for example, this equipment right here is for specifically LF Jiren. They have these really busted equipments where the last slot has, pretty much a chance to get 1 out of 3 options, and this last option is very, very hard to get. So that's just a very prime example. Another example is Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta has the exact same equipment where the last one is extremely hard to get. So if you guys are not re-rolling for that last slot for a specific character, unique equipment, you guys are not, doing anything wrong. It's just extremely hard to do. Now, that's number one. Number two, you guys will need to get at least a yellow slot in the first slot. The first slot is the most important slot because you cannot re-roll the first slot. So the first slot, whether it be yellow and then of course red, which is the best one, which is nearly maxed out, is something you guys need to do. You guys need to focus on the first slot when re-rolling for an equipment, or first rolling for an equipment, because you cannot re-roll for that first slot. You can only re-roll for the next 2 slots. So keep that in mind. Now, if I had to go back in time and if I had to teach myself one thing as a day one player, is that unique. Okay, so let me just break this down. There are 3 different types of equipment, right? There are normal equipments such as this one. There are unique equipments such as the LF Jiren one I showed you, which has the gray and black borders. And then there is the awakened equipment, which is just as good as the unique equipment, right? They're both really good. And this one right here has a special little border around. Now, these equipment are the definition of scams. I really hope they end up fixing the reroll for the first slot of this equipment. Now, let me teach you guys something very, very important, okay? There's this specific equipment I just started re-rolling on, which is this one right here for my LF Final Form Cooler. Now, this, you guys can see, does not have a yellow or a red first slot. That is okay for unique equipments, or not unique equipments, excuse me, for awakened equipments, because these are the hardest, and by a mile, the hardest to roll the first slot, a yellow or a red slot. So don't even bother for that extra 2%, guys. For example, right here, this on a normal equipment would have been gold slot. But the fact that this is an awakened equipment, it's still a gold slot. It's still really good, as you guys can see, almost maxed out on the first slot. But they just won't give you that gold slot because, it's an awakened equipment. So you have to be even closer to the max capacity of that first slot. So remember, guys, for awakened equipment, as long as you guys have a solid slot right here, example, I have 17.5 out of 20, which is really good. Let it be. Let it be. Save yourself all the resources you're going to waste trying to get that, yellow or red slot. Let it be. Let it be, guys. Let me make that very clear, okay? And yeah, of course, I'm working on this. This is going to become a Z plus tier equipment overall, right? And I'll show you how this can become a Z plus tier equipment with a specific website that I use that I'll be showing you guys towards the end of the video. Next up is, Next up is erasers. Let's just really quick get to the erasers, because this is very important. This is what you use to re-roll your guys' equipment. Now, there are 3 main places where it's, by a mile, the best places to get erasers. The first thing is if you guys go to your event every 2 weeks, sometimes every week in itself, we get this event called Zenkai Rush, Ultra Space Time Rush. If you guys clear this, it's actually very easy. Sometimes they come out with Rush Light. You guys get specific medals, which I'll show you guys right now. If you guys scroll down to the Zenkai Rush medals right here, you guys get these little gold medals up top. As you guys can see, I have 25. Here, you guys can get a ton of erasers if you guys just use your gold medals, gold and blue medals. I'm already at the max capacity, so I'm obviously not going to get it. The max capacity that you guys can hold is 300, by the way, for erasers. So this is a great way to get erasers. Right here, this shop, the value for this is great. The next best method, if not the best method, is whenever a raid comes out, whether it be an extreme raid or a worldwide raid. For example, right now there's this raid versus Gamma 1 because we are in the Dragon Ball Superhero collaboration with Gohan Beast and all that stuff. So right here, you guys can collect your medals, raid medals by doing this, and you guys can go to the shop. And there are a ton, and I mean a ton of unlimited resources for erasers here. As you guys can see, I'm gonna just go to the shop. I already collected a lot of them, but look at this. 2,000. You guys can grind as much as you want, but here we can grab 2,000, guys. You know how much that is? That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of grinding first and foremost, but 2,000. So definitely do your raids. Come here, grab your erasers, because these are the main reasons why you guys will get better equipments to get the upper hand advantage over the pay-to-play players. So make sure you guys do this. Like, for example, I could get this right now, but I'm already capped out at 300. I'm just re-rolling a specific equipment before I unload that 300 erasers on a specific equipment for my Beast Gohan. So yeah, so we have that. Another thing is let me just show you guys the website I was talking about, because I don't want to forget. So there's a specific website right here. It's called DBZ Space. It's a great resource for the game itself. So if you guys have not checked this website out, you guys can check summon rates, rates for your equipment. I pulled up a random unique equipment here, this UI Goku equipment for Universal Saga. And you guys can see here, this is the first slot, this is the second slot, this is the third slot. Now, you guys can see to get a gold slot, you guys will need to re-roll or actually roll your first equipment to 22% out of 25 to get a gold slot, right? Now, if you guys are wondering what is low enough or what is high enough just to get the Z plus tier, right? Because the first slot is everything, right? So for example, right, it says here 22% to get a gold slot. But if we just go down to, let's just say 21%, right? All the way down to 21.5%, which is not even a gold slot. You can still get a Z plus tier equipment. As you guys can see here, I don't want to get in the way, but here it's at 21, right? 21.55, right? Which is not even gold, the first slot. But you guys can see that on the next 2 slots, the higher you get it, because these slots you can re-roll to max. So let's just bump this up all the way up to 10 each, right? Which is the second slot. This would keep me still at Z. And to get bumped up to Z plus, we would need to probably push this a little bit higher. This last slot right here, we're still at Z. Let's see. We're still at Z at 39. And there we go. There we go. At 34, 35-ish, give or take. We can turn our non-first yellow slot, which is the most important slot, still to Z plus. So it's still a great equipment. So don't go too crazy for the first slot if you guys can't get it. And if you guys can still get a great re-roll overall on that first slot. So just keep that in mind. Don't go too crazy, especially for the Scam Awakening equipments, guys. Next up, I mean, honestly, that pretty much just covers the bases of it. If you guys log in, this is just a quick little tip. You guys can choose either 10 chrono crystals or erasers. Just choose the erasers if you guys cannot choose 2 of them, or if you guys don't have the Legends Pass, right? The Legends Pass allows you to choose 2. I always choose 10 chrono crystals and at least a few erasers along the way. So there's that. And always check your shop. There is so much shops. That's the thing with Dragon Ball Legends, guys. Just go one by one. Check the shops itself. You guys can also get more erasers off the platinum coins itself. Here, for each platinum coin, you guys can collect 3 slot removers. So we have that as well. That's another way to get it. You guys just got to dissect the shop, but the two best ways is the raids, the Hopoi, if that ever comes around with the raid, as well as the Zenkai Rush or Zenkai Rush Lite. So yeah, guys, that's going to wrap it up. This is mainly for, you know, the newer players that are coming in from the Legends Festival into the Dragon Ball Legends ecosystem. I'm glad to help you guys out with a how-to evergreen video. You know, I'll probably do more of these. If you guys subscribe, I always keep you guys updated with daily updates or weekly updates whenever anything new comes to Dragon Ball Legends. I break it down and stuff like that. So yeah, guys, that's going to wrap it up. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you guys simply like and subscribe. And do me a favor, if you're free to play, beat those pay-to-play players. Have a good one. Peace.